they're actually trying to test how dumb their followers are. They're actually trying to test how far they can push whoever is left in this MAGA cult. Like, hey, can we get him to support trans surgeries? You think? No, it's like.
So Donald Trump tweeted this out. He says the Save America Act. All voters must show voter ID. That's okay. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. Okay. No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military travel. Okay. No men and women's sports. Gotcha. And then Donald Trump takes a left turn. And then he goes, no transgender mutilization surgery for children without the express written approval of their parents. What? First of all, so you're just saying if a parent says it's okay to mutilate their kid, then it's okay to mutilate their kid? You don't think they've had consent up to now? Of course they have. So this is just what this seems crazy. This seems not. I'll show you. Here's what you said about it. Trump now includes transgender surgery for minors in the SAVE Act. Of course, that this will force the hands of Republicans to support trans surgery for minors. Got to pass the SAVE Act, right? Right. And so he then amended it after Marjorie Taylor Greene came out and she screamed about it too. I don't have to read it for you, but she went off on him. And he then amended it. The Save America First Act. Here, number 5, no transgender immunization surgery for children. And here's what Marjorie Taylor Greene said about it. She goes, yeah, number 5 changed only because of the huge backlash. Don't be stupid and think it was a mistake or a staffer. He was forced to change it because we all made him, just like we forced him on the Epstein files. Get out of the hive mind, MAGA, or MIGA, or whatever it is now. So what's your response to that kind of development with Trump going to the left on transgenderism?
You know, it seems kind of a trivial thing and it happened so fast, but actually it was a very important moment because, as Marjorie Taylor Greene said, it shows that when we push back as a movement, we can get success. We can move even the president, this stubborn president, we can move him when we need to move him. But maybe this is an isolated incident as far as that is concerned. If you go back to now, here's what's even funnier. The MAGA cult, they're all claiming that it was fake. They're all claiming, oh, that was fake. It was a Photoshop. Of course, it wasn't. So it shows how the MAGA cult just doesn't live in reality. But it shows also how they do. It's basically the same thing that they do with this pork spending on these bills. And they say, hey, we need this money for, defense or for the military. Oh, that's great. And then you look down at page 226 and, oh, we're pouring whiskey into a shrimp tank to see if it helps them procreate. And you're like, what the hell? But I got to pass it for the military, right? Oh, got to pass it for this. Or they're going to run a campaign ad that says he turned down voting for military spending. And so it's like, that's how they do this. Why are we doing this in a voter integrity act? Why are we even including this crap in there? This is exactly what they do in Washington, D.C. to force these issues through. Now, think about what Trump is insinuating, or whatever that 5th point was before they changed it. So what you're saying is, as you pointed out, that there's doctors out there that are doing trans minor surgeries without parental consent. If that is happening, why haven't these doctors been arrested? If that is happening, every single one of those doctors should be arrested. Now, some people would say anybody that's involved in that should probably be arrested anyway. But I don't think anybody would argue if there's a doctor doing trans mutilation on a kid without a parental consent that they should be arrested. So if that's going on, what are we exactly talking about? But, here's in the kind of humorous side of this, I was almost thinking when I read that, that they're having a laugh. I'm like, they're going to see, they're actually trying to test how dumb their followers are. They're actually trying to test how far they can push whoever is left in this MAGA cult. Like, hey, can we get him to support trans surgeries? You think? No, it's like the movie Trading Places, when they do the Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy thing. It's like, oh, I can take him off the streets. It's like, I can make him to support trans surgery. Like, oh, please, Donald, you watch. I'm going to tell him trans surgery for minors is great. You watch. They're going to love it. We're going to have a Make Trans Great Again ad. I'll sell it at my rallies. And so it was like, oh, I'm going to show you how much I'm going to show you how dumb they are. But fortunately, we stopped that from happening. I mean, just what a mess. What an absolute mess. What a telltale moment of where the whole MAGA coalition or what's left of it is at.
Okay, well, I don't know. I got to wrap it up. I appreciate you making time for us. Thanks again for moving your schedule around. Where do you where do you see this all ending? I think Trump is going to be dead politically, and if there is a midterm, he will be impeached next year, and there will be real investigations. Nick Fuentes is saying that we should all vote for Democrats to fix this. I don't know if that's the solution, but do you have any vision of how this all ends up for the Trump coalition, and is he dead politically?
Well, Nick is a younger guy. He's in his 20s, so I kind of understand I understand the sentiment, kind of the young man retribution there. I don't think I could ever vote for a Democrat personally, because I've seen what they do too many times in my life. But that's just me. I don't think it matters, quite frankly. I think the die is already cast. I think the midterms are already not looking good for the Republicans. What's so crazy is with Trump, it's like he is in total control of his destiny. It's only him. And when I see these people that attack me and they're like, oh my gosh, this is going to cost us the midterms, I'm like, oh, wow, you think I have more influence than Trump? I'm flattered. Like, oh, thank you. If you think that me or Fuentes or Carlson or Candace Owens has more influence than Trump, like, wow, that's very flattering. But of course, that's not the reality. This is all on Trump. If he wants to turn it around, he can. No, I think the Democrats win the midterms. I think Texas is in play. I'm telling you, all the metrics from the primaries this week point to Texas being a serious in-play situation for the Democrats for the next two election cycles. And it's funny because if that happens, Trump will actually go down as the best Democrat of all time. If Trump allows the Democrats to take Texas, he will be the greatest Democrat in the history of the world. They'll make monuments of him. I mean, talk about an epic shift. They will worship Trump. Oh my gosh, they have California, New York, and Texas. I don't know how Republicans win another election for at least 2 or 3 election cycles if that flip happens. But I think that's really in play at this point. My hope is that it's so bad. They call you an accelerationist, but it's just like, well, I don't know what else you want us to do. It's like, is it going to get so bad that like people are going to realize you can't vote for any one of these parties and maybe finally a third party emerges? It's like, is it going to get so bad with some of the stuff that both sides are going to say we have to agree on a reform ticket or we're all cooked? So it's like, all right, we make some concessions on different policy issues to just actually get a reform ticket in there. But right now, I don't see Trump interested in redemption. I don't see Trump interested in changing face. And, I think that this was kind of it. We'll end with this. To me, this was like the telltale sign of how cooked we actually are. Apparently, so Trump launches the first wave of the Iran strikes. He's at Mar-a-Lago. He's literally wining and dining with millionaires. Like that's literally what he's doing in there with this. It's a campaign fundraiser, I think, or something, some fundraiser, wining and dining with millionaires, goes and launches the strikes. And then apparently calls Laura Loomer. Like, what are we doing here? She's potentially the most psychotic, bat crazy person we've seen in the history of political media. Honestly, I can't think of another one. And so I'm like, what are we doing? So to me, that's the sign that Trump is just looking for some praise. Like he knows he's not popular. So here he is. He just made a decision that he knows is going to turn a bunch of people against him because he obviously is a narcissist. He obviously has a big ego. Maybe that can be a good thing sometimes. But in this case, he knows how unpopular this is. So he calls Laura Loomer, who's going to lick Trump's neck through the phone and put an STD on his neck. She's going to drool all over this guy. And he's like, oh, thank God. Oh, it's okay. Somebody still likes me. Oh, that to me was like, we're cooked. If that's where we're at, where he knows that the move was so bad that he calls Loomer for some praise, we're cooked. If she has say in this administration and the future of it, we're cooked. You can throw out America First. You can throw out any change of course. You can throw out a redemption arc. He'll go down with the Mark Levins and the Laura Loomers, and that's the legacy that he wants. So that's the legacy he's going to get.
Okay, Owen Schroyer, I really appreciate you. Thanks again for coming on. Where should people check you out at?
It's great to be here. You can follow me on X at Owen Schroyer 1776. My live show, 3 to 6 p.m. Central Time weekdays on YouTube. The Owen Report on Rumble, rumble.com/Owen. We also stream it on X as well. And really been a pleasure, Jimmy. I really appreciate your integrity. You've always been somebody that's consistent, even if we have different viewpoints as far as policies are concerned. You've always been consistent. You've always had integrity. So I always admire people like that.
I appreciate that, Owen, and you're showing a lot yourself these days. So tip of the hat. Congratulations. That's why I was so excited to get you on the show. I hope we can talk again soon, buddy.